Hello guys, how are you? Are you ready to deep clean with me? Because in this video, the girl who lives here ended up in a wheelchair at just 20 years old, even though her dream was to go to the army and start working there afterward. So, is it any wonder her home has fallen in such a bad state, like this? I can't even begin to imagine the emotions I'd go through in her shoes. Alrighty, let's kick things off in the hallway so we can take trash bags out and not trip over garbage. Right. Then I'll gather up all the dirty clothes in the big clear trash bags. Cause guys, I'm not even sure if the girl's been able to wash any of these since she ended up in a wheelchair. Because when I met her outside and she gave me the key before the cleaning, and whoa. Hello, what are you? No idea, that looked weird. So yeah, we chatted a little out in the yard and she told me that it hasn't been that long ago that she lost her ability to walk. Maybe like 6 months ago. That's crazy. She also told me she had a bit of an eating problem even before the accident, but after that it just gotten worse. Well, I don't blame her, no wonder. And now she can't cook at all and her mental health must be all over the place, so yeah. Let's put a new clean sheet. Now at least the bed looks beautiful. Did you guys know that you can wipe your rugs clean with a squeegee? I do it all the time, it's so convenient. I mean, it pulls the hair out of the rug so easily because it got this rubber part that attracts all the hair. Yeah. And now, my cleaning friends, I want to share some cleaning facts with you because I found this insanely interesting. First of all, studies show that a messy home can raise your stress hormone, cortisol levels, by up to 60%. And that's why cleaning doesn't just organize stuff, it can literally calm your brain. It makes sense because that's why I always feel like energetic but calm. At the same time, yeah, the feeling is so weird. Do you agree with this? And then, over 80% of people say cleaning helps relieve anxiety. And even just the sound of vacuuming can lower your heart rate. That's crazy. But I agree. And third, clutter can mess with your focus and your sleep because your brain is constantly processing everything around you and a messy space means way too much stimulation. That makes total sense and I feel the same way. Like I'm not some cleaning freak who needs everything lined up perfectly all the time or I'll lose my mind. But if my own home is super messy, especially with too much stuff everywhere, I just don't feel as free. But funny enough, I of course love when other people's homes are messy. The messier the better. But honestly, I kind of love when my own place is messy too. But I don't like if it's cluttered, if I have too much stuff. I don't, but you know, it's a big difference because when I get to clean it, my home, and it gives me this awesome sense of control. Like I get to decide if the mess stays or goes. And that feels awesome. Do you have the same thing as I do? Okay, let's continue with the facts. Okay, next one. A kitchen sponge can hold more bacteria than a toilet seat. Yeah, it's a tiny thing, but it has a huge impact on hygiene. But guys, I find it funny because people are always scared of dirty bathrooms, but honestly, the real dirt is usually somewhere else. Like a grocery store is way filthier than your bathroom at home. And guess what? No one dies from it. I mean, if you go to the grocery store and you take a shopping cart, it's filthy, but it's okay, nothing happens, you know. It's not that deep. And I think that's sad because we are taught to fear dirt way too much, way too much. But still, I get grossed out by those smelly old sponges. Gross! I mean, I don't like dirty old broken cleaning tools. They are disgusting. I think this is first time me saying something is gross or disgusting on my channel, but here we go. But that's why I always use scrub daddy sponges. And others should too, because they are actually hygienic. And yes, they sponsor me, they pay me, but I seriously wouldn't use their sponges after 5 years if they were trash. And let's be real, no one else would either. But here we are, everybody's using them. I know if you live another country out of the US or out of the Europe or somewhere else, you might not even have access to scrub daddy sponges, but you have to find something better than those old smelly ones, please. Okay, these hot dogs are beautiful. Look at those. What a mold layer. Wow. Another tip, use a dish brush because it dries fast and doesn't trap bacteria inside it. In my home, I have both, of course, because they clean like differently, so I like both of them. But seriously, throw away those nasty, stinky sponges and just get yourself a good quality one. It makes such a difference. Okay, next fact. Mold can start forming with 24 to 48 hours of moisture. So wet laundry, damp sinks or bathroom mats can become a problem faster you think. Yeah, that's true, but I always think it's not that scary or that big of a deal. Because if I forgot my laundry in the machine for a day, I usually just wash it again and move on. No panic, no guilt. Life happens. Okay, this one is interesting. Your floors can have up to 400 times more bacteria than your toilet. That's why deep cleaning matters, not just wiping. Well, I don't agree with this. I mean, that's definitely true, but when I studied cleaning professionally, we talked a lot about hospital cleaning, and everything there has to be super precise and hygienic, except the floors. Because no matter what you do, floors are always dirty. I mean, they don't look dirty, but they always have bacteria on them. So I'm not talking about how they look, because of course they are cleaned really well in the hospitals, but no one takes hygiene samples from the floor, because no one eats off the floor. And if something important drops on the floor at the hospital, something that needs to say sterile, you don't reuse it. So even at home, floor hygiene isn't really what matters most. What matters is how clean it looks, not how many bacteria are on it. Unless, of course, you are eating dinner down there. And guys, I also remember this one study where they timed how long it took to clean a hospital room, and then they took hygiene samples afterward. They actually took before and after to see which room was actually the cleanest. And guess what? The second fastest cleaner had the best result. So yeah, the amount of time you spend cleaning doesn't automatically equal a cleaner space. So you could scrub one corner for 5 hours, but if you are using the wrong technique or a dirty cloth, your result might be more bacteria than cleanliness. That's that's crazy, but that's facts. It makes sense, right? And that doesn't end there, because I also remember that in some cases the room was actually dirtier after the cleaner had finished. So that's how important cleaning technique really is. And that's why I always teach proper cloth folding, because it's the most important thing when it comes to hygiene cleaning. And hey, that's why I've got my own microfiber cloth with folding instructions built in. Just because of that, because it's really important. So link is in the description if you want to check it out. Because it really doesn't matter how much cleaner you pour onto the surface if the cloth you are using isn't doing its job. Because I'm always like, it's not what you wipe with, it's how you wipe. Because the cloth is what actually removes the bacteria and dirt and grime, not the cleaner itself. If you pour cleaner there, nothing happens. But if you have the cloth, that's remove all the grime from the surface, you know. Of course, cleaner helps, but it doesn't itself remove anything, you know. So if you don't use your cloth right, you are basically just spreading the germs and dirt around. That's facts. And that's why knowing how to use the cloth properly is way more important than just spraying a bunch of product everywhere. Okay, but now, next fact. Just 30 minutes of active cleaning can burn as many calories as a light workout. So while your home gets clean, so does your body. Yes, this is honestly one of my favorite facts. And I'm always surprised more people don't love cleaning. I mean, sure, some people totally love it like I do, and maybe you do, but others avoid it. And I don't get it. Because to me, there's nothing better than combining proactivity and movement. Like if you go to the gym, first you have to go there, then you work out, and you don't see any visible results right away. Not for yourself and definitely not for anyone else. Of course, it's good for doing that, but it's only like it just feels good, but you don't see any results. But when you are cleaning, you are basically doing two great things at once. Moving your body and creating a visible result. Something better, tidier, more peaceful. Whether it's your own home or someone else's home. And that's what I love about it. Ooh, a lot of grime came off, even though it didn't look that dirty, but it was. But yeah, I always loved multitasking, and cleaning feels like the ultimate version of that. Even back in school, I had a hard time with tasks that were just for me. I had to write something and it was just so that I could learn. Boring. Like stuff with no visible outcome. But now in working life, I'm doing the same type of effort, but just in a way that helps someone else too. And that's what makes it all so much more rewarding. Next fact. People regularly use only about 20% of what they own. The rest just sits there gathering dust, stress, and mess. Yeah, honestly, this fact is kind of sad. Because of course there are things we don't use every day, and that's totally normal, but people today just own so much stuff. Do you agree? And I feel like the craziest part, in my home country in Finland and in the US, and I think pretty much everywhere else too, we now have so much stuff that we need extra storage just to keep things we are not even using. So first we buy the stuff we don't use, then we pay to store it, and then we need bigger homes or extra storage units just to make it all fit. So in the end, we are paying a pretty high price for our stuff, not just with money, but also mentally, because overflowing rooms and crowded spaces mess with our minds, and they drain our focus and makes it harder to feel calm. And for what? Stuff we don't even need. That's crazy, but that's maybe most people's life. Okay, next fact. Did you know the TV remote is one of the dirtiest objects in the entire house? Most people never clean it, even though it's touched all the time. But hey, what about your phone? Because your phone can have up to 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. And we press it right up against our face every single day. But like I said, your home and your stuff aren't even close to the dirtiest places on earth, because you are the only one touching them. Because the dirtiest places are the ones where the most people go. Subways, grocery store, public door handles, you name it. And guess what? People go there every day and nothing happens. So don't worry, but I feel like it's fun to tell these facts to you. Next fact. Your coffee maker's water tank can grow mold if it's not cleaned regularly. Warm and damp That's like a spa day for bacteria. That's right. So clean your coffee maker like regularly, run some vinegar through it because bacteria can't grow in acid environments. And vinegar, it's nice and acid. Okay, this fact is interesting because in the US, people spend an average of 6 hours a week cleaning. Yet, 70% still wish their home was cleaner. Okay, 6 hours is almost an hour a day, a little bit of less, but still your home doesn't feel clean. Why so? Please leave me a comment, I wanna know. Next fact. 40% of Americans say clutter causes arguments at home, and not just about who cleans, but about how the mess makes them feel. It's sad. I feel like it's sad that cleaning is such an argument topic. It makes me feel so sad because cleaning is my beloved hobby, and some people are arguing about it and like saying they hate it. It's boring and so on, so it feels bad, but I get that. Okay, next fact. A fresh smelling home boosts happiness on a subconscious level, especially scents like citrus and lavender, which are known to lift your mood. Isn't that amazing? But unfortunately for me, I don't smell almost anything, so I don't know, I can smell something, but not really, so for me it doesn't matter if some cleaning products like smells really really good. Like, I get that, but for me it's not the thing. Next fact, 90% of indoor dust comes from inside the home, not outside, so cleaning really does make a difference in your air quality. Yeah, that was an interesting fact, because the more textiles you have at home, the more dust you'll get. And the more people there are, the dustier it gets. But if you are away on a trip, barely any dust settles on the surface at all. That's amazing. Next fact, 50% of people say they only do a deep clean when guests are coming over. It's an instant motivation boost. Are you like this? I don't know about that. I don't care if my home is messy and someone's coming, cause like, hey, almost everybody's home is messy sometimes. But I get that you kind of wanna clean your home before someone comes there, but I don't know, do you guys think other people will judge you? Do you judge someone if their home isn't clean? I don't know. I feel like if someone wants to judge me, they can. I don't care. But of course, if someone's coming to visit, like for maybe overnight or something, of course I want my bathroom to be clean so they feel safe and so on, you know. So yeah. Next fact. People who make their bed every morning are 19% more likely to sleep better at night. Tidy room, tidy mind. Wow. That was a new information for me. Did you know this? Actually, there was a time when I really tried to make my bed every morning, but I haven't been able to stick with it. Especially if Sami sleeps in, I just don't feel like going back to make it later. It starts to feel kind of pointless, to be honest. So please give me some motivation tips to help me actually make my bed every day, because I kind of would want to do that. There's something I feel like I believe facts like this, you know. And I also feel like that's a challenge for me, and I love to change my habits. Like, I like to see that if I can be changed as a person, you know. So yeah, please give me some advices. Please. Next fact. A clean desk boosts focus and proactivity by up to 84%, especially if you are working from home. So ladies and guys, you should know this. But I should know this too, because right now, I'm doing this voiceover in my home and my desk is a mess. So yeah. But guys, here's the result. And the girl came home and she was so happy. She told me how much this helped her, like really helped her. And she's been feeling completely crushed. But this cleaning brought some light back into her life. And that's exactly why I love doing these kind of cleanings so much. Because these cleanings truly help. And of course, these cleanings help me too. I can't deny it. Like I said, my mind feels calm, relaxed, and energized all at once. So I'll see you in the next dirty home. There are still plenty more coming up, and some really good ones too. See you guys next week. I love you so much. You are the best cleaning buddies out there. See you. Bye.